Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we have another What's on the Shelf. Let's get into it. First up we have Biblio, Squeal, and Parchment. And in this game you will be trying to score the most piety points by copying books, praying in the chapel, and sending your novice out to do good works in the nearby towns. The game lasts 2 periods of 4 days. After 8 days the game ends and player with the most piety points win. But yep, this is a roll and write game, and it's not sheets of paper, it's laminated like cardstock. Multiple different kinds of dice, and yes, that is that. Up next, we have Nanga Parbat. And in Nanga Parbat, the Sherpa people, known for their exquisite mountaineering skills, use those skills to guide explorers on expeditions. In this game, you are a member of the Sherpa community, building those base camps on Nanga Parbat or Parbat, and trapping animals for food and clothing. Use your cunning and your skill to climb to victory. And you'll be capturing animals and climbing mountain, and yeah, you can use the animals as actions and stuff. Haven't got a chance to play it, but it looks fun. Up next, we have Monster Mansion. And in Monster Mansion, you have been entrusted with the task of putting together a cast of monsters that will be in charge of terrorizing the visitors of the Monster Mansion. In each round, a number of actors will audition and hope to be cast for the show. Each player will have the opportunity to try to be the first to cast the best actors for their show, and through a system of choosing their turn order, each player will receive the necessary resources to cast these actors, but also a number of tickets to be disposed of. The goal is to choose well and get the combination of monsters that means you sell tickets for your attraction as quickly as possible. The first player who manages to hang up the sold out sign will be the winner. Well, yep, and that is pretty much Monster Mansion. Next up, we have Small Samurai Empires. Lead your samurai to glory in this action programming area control board game for 2 to 4 players. In Small Samurai Empires, players play as a daimyo, leaders of the great houses with the purpose of conquering Japan and becoming the most powerful emperor in history. In order to accomplish this, players will recruit samurai armies, move them across the provinces and gain majority, harvest resources to enhance certain actions, and attack enemy armies to take over provinces and build castles to fortify their positions in a province. At the end of the game, players will score points for each province they controlled at the end of each era, depending on its final value at the last era. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game becomes the Emperor of Japan. And up next, we have, by the same people, Small Railroad Empires. Build the most prestigious railroad empire in this pick up and deliver, route building, and set collection board game for 1 to 4 players. In this game, players play as the owners of emerging train delivery companies, striving to build a vast infrastructure of railways to connect the booming industry of the country with the sprawling cities and earn some profit while at it. To expand their railway network, players will construct tracks on the border or on the board of each turn. Once a player has connected a factory with a city, they can deliver the good from that factory to that city by placing the train meeple on the city and playing a train car. Depending on the lengths of the track, the player will earn money and prestige. Additionally, players will race to compete achievements to earn some well-deserved extra prestige. And at the end of the game, the player with the most prestige wins. Next up, we have Sword Crafters, the enhanced edition. And in Sword Crafters, you will be building a 3D sword out of drafted tiles. Each player will take turns splitting the tiles, either vertically slicing them or horizontally slicing them. And then you will draft those pieces to build your sword. And the enhanced edition comes with additional modules. I believe, I can't, I guess, sword relics, sword mastery, sword tips, and yes, that is Sword Crafters. It's pretty fun, just building the sword. Next up, we have Under Falling Skies, and this is a solo game. It's a dedicated solo game. Every action that you take moves the enemy ships closer to your city while you're trying to defend it. Higher dice rolls give you more powerful action, but also make the ships descend faster. Use your rerolls wisely, and you might be able to save your planet. This has a really cool little plastic spaceships. I haven't got a chance to play it yet. Hoping to get on that one soon. Up next, we have Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. This is a cooperative deck building game where you take on the heroic role of one of the main characters, Harry, Ron, Hermione, or Neville, in order to defeat a series of evil threats. And you win the game if you defeat the villains before they gain control of all the locations, thereby securing the safety of Hogwarts for now. But you'll be using your deck to fight off a series of villains, and it gets more difficult the more games you play. But deck building, you'll be working together, upgrading your own deck, trying to take down the bad guys. Up next, we have the Hogwarts Battle, the monstrous box of monsters expansion. It adds Luna Lovegood as a new playable unique hero, new creatures, new encounters, new everything pretty much, new cards. But yep, always good to have more of a game you already like. Next up, we have Lego Heroica, and this is Ilrion. This is a adventure game you can build and combine. They have other sets of this, or had. I guess they probably don't make it anymore. I got this as a gift a long time ago, and I still have it. But it says, it's up to you to locate the catacombs, fight your way past the vicious bats and lumbering zombies, and defeat the vampire lord to rescue the king. A great adventure for 2 to 3 players. But it's kind of like a dungeon crawl with Legos. Up next, we have Bargain Quest. I know there's several people who don't like Bargain Quest. This is a drafting game for 2 to 6 players. You and your friends will take on the role of competing shopkeepers in the fantasy town plagued with monsters. Stock your shelves by drafting item cards and arranging your displays to attract heroes to your shop. Equip your heroes and face off against the monsters. If you succeed, fantastic. If they get eaten alive, well, at least they can't ask for a refund. You have what it takes to be the best shop in town. And I have a lot of the expansions and small card packs and stuff for this, the solo expansion thing. That's really the only way I like playing this game is solo. I've tried it at 2 and 3 player counts, and it just feels way too slow. But it's a lot of fun solo. Up next, we have the Black Market expansion for Bargain Quest. It has new boards, new item cards, new employees, new heroes, new monsters, upgrades, and then Black Market cards has a new part of that. And then the last game on the shelf is Element. Fire, water, earth, wind. This is a abstract strategy game where you'll start off with your little guy on the board. I can't remember what they're called. Let's see. Well, I don't see it. But you have your monk or whatever it is on the board, and you will be playing different tiles to move him around the board and try not to get captured by the other players. And you'll be drawing those out of a bag. There's the 4 different elements. There's fire, water, earth, and wind, like I said. And they all have special abilities, like if you draw and place a water tile next to another water tile, it turns into a river and it'll move that many spaces. Or you can use the earth to build mountains to trap the other players, or wind to be able to jump out of someone else's trap, potentially. Or using fire to explode and make it bigger. But yeah, that's pretty much Element. It's a lot of fun. I really like it. And that's it for this episode of What's on the Shelf. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and ring the bell to keep up to date with my latest videos. And as always, have a great day.